Hello, everybody. Welcome to today's presentation about supporting students for the first conversation onward. In the first part of the presentation, you will learn some strategies on how to support students at the prospective stage. And in the second part of the presentation, you will learn strategies of how to support students since they are accepted and then when they just enroll in your institution. I want to start with the territorial acknowledgements. Camosun College campuses are located in traditional territories of the Lukanwen and Wasanwen peoples, where knowledge is welcome and the graciousness to the students who seek knowledge here. A little bit more about me. My name is Antonio Rivadeneira. I am from Ecuador. I moved to Canada in 2015 to study my Master of Global Management at Royal Roads University. I have been working for Camosun College for the last 5 years as international recruiting specialist. And I mostly focus on Latin and South America and in the Caribbean. In this part of the presentation, I will show you some strategies that we have implemented in Camosun College that has helped us to increase the number of students from my region from 35 students in 2019 to 372 students in 2023. The recruitment stage, let's start with that. I think that I'm a little bit biased because I really think that this is the most important stage in the international student experience life. Why? Because it sets the foundation for the rest of their time at the college. I really think that if we deliver a great customer service in this stage, our students, they will apply to come to your college. But in this stage, there's a very tricky question that we need to answer. How can we support prospective students without knowing them yet? Why this is so important? Because when the students, they're already here in Canada and they are living the experience, the college, the university experience, if they need something, they will let us know. They will ask us questions, okay? They will know where to go, what to ask. But in the prospective stage, sometimes we don't even talk to the student yet. So how can we help them without knowing them? In order to make this decision, we need to understand the behaviors of the new generations of learners, that is Gen Z. I like to call the Gen Z's epic expectations. Why they're gonna be epic? Because they are looking for efficiency. They want to have their answers, their questions answers very quick. Personalization. They want to feel value. They want to be sure that you are answering the questions related with their specific needs. Interactive experience. Remember that these generations grow up with a lot of technology. So actually they use interactive experiences in the every day, since they are doing online shoppings and when they play video games. So we need to offer that interactive experiences to them in this particular stage. Clarity. Also, we need to understand that these new generations of learners, they grow up with the internet. So they know how to look for information that they are looking for, okay? And how to make their own decisions based on the information that we provide. That's why it's so important for us to offer that information very clear. So it will be very easy for them to find information. Based on those four in the epic expectations, I'm going to show you some strategies that we have implemented in Camosun College. Strategy number 1, the 4-hour rule. As you can see in the screen, it's normally be called the 24-hour rule. However, these new generations of learners remember that they want to get their questions answered as soon as possible. In the perfect scenario, we should reply the questions immediately as soon when they ask for. However, I know that we're all very busy, but that's why I have the 4-hour rule. Remember, if you don't reply to their questions as soon as possible, they may apply to the institution that they reply as soon as possible. Strategy number 2, expedite applications. We all know that one of the most important aspects for a prospective students to apply in institutions either is their answers, okay, how fast they answer the application process. They really want to get the letter of acceptance as soon as possible. So if it's in your hands to accelerate that process, please do it. Remember that they not only applying to your institution, they're applying for more institutions, and they most probably will go to the school that get the answer as the fastest. Strategy number 3, tracking system, or I want to call sometimes baby seats. This strategy has helped me a lot to always keep on track to the different applications that we receive at Camosun College. A task that I do every day that I encourage all the recruiters right there to do it is to download a report in the mornings of the students who apply to the institution the day before. And then you can track with their application process. The information that at least in Camosun College we get every day, it will be the term that the student wants to start, the student number, the name, email, program, and country. I personally add 4 different dates to keep track with the applications. The application date, the deposit they do, the payment date, and the LOA send date. How it works. Let's see that I have a student here named Juan Perez, and he applied in the systems on August 14. If I have a date in application date, but I don't have still a date in deposit they do, that means it has been more than, let's say, 5 days since the students sent the applications, I can follow up with admissions. Hey, how's this application going? It has been more than 5 days. Please let me know if there's something I can help you. If we have already a deposit date due here, but we don't have a payment date, that means that the student hasn't paid the deposit yet. If we know that the student has, let's see, it's August 22nd, the deposit date due, and now it's August 23rd, follow up with the students. Let them know that you care and that you are always on track about their application. If you have a payment date here yet, but you don't have still a LOA send date, that means that admissions haven't sent the letter of acceptance yet. So again, you can follow up with admissions. This system has helped me a lot. It's a babysit system, but it shows personalizations. It shows your prospective students, the new generations, that you really care about them and that you're always on track with your applications. Strategy number 4, ask a lot of questions. This is mostly for the recruiters. As a recruiters, we always ask the first and most important question. What do you want to study? That's the basic questions, but we need to go forward more. And then I want to show you why. There's 2 questions that I like to always follow up with my students. Why do you want to study that program? And how do you see yourself working after the graduation? Why these questions are very important. 1 year ago, I was having a conversation with a student from Bolivia. My first question was, what do you want to study? He told me civil engineering. Then I asked my follow-up questions. Why do you want to study that program? And he told me, because I would like to work in a construction company. Okay, interested. The third question, how do you see yourself working after graduation? What kind of tasks do you like to do? Anyway, to make this story short, after 20 minutes of talking and he was describing what he wanted to do in that construction company, we understand that he actually wanted to study project management. He didn't want to study civil engineering. He was more interested about the business aspects of the construction company size, okay? That's why it's so important to ask a lot of questions. Remember that we as recruiters, we're helping them to maybe take the most important decisions of their lives. So we need to know as much as we can of the students' interests. Another question that I normally like to ask is more a social questions is what do you like to do in your free time? Why I ask to do that? Because if the student replied to me, for example, I like to play soccer. Once I send a follow-up email with the academic program, the courses, the job opportunities after graduation, I also send a personalized letter about, hey, I know you told me you like soccer. Camosun has a soccer team. Please, this is the page to see more information. Or Victoria has also a lot of soccer fields that you can play. So it's going a little bit more, okay, go more for the students. Strategy number 5, student ambassador platform, okay? I have to say, I'm not here to promote any platform online. You can Google yourself and you will see there's a lot of platforms, opportunities, ambassador platforms for the colleges. But if you can use one, do it. Why? Because the student ambassador platforms facilitate the peer-to-peer connection and create a sense of community and culture of the institution, okay? The new generations of learners, the Gen Z, they're looking for to connect with their peers. They really value what their peers have to say. They know that we as recruiters, we will talk beautiful things about the college because that's our job, but they want to know the experience of the current students. That's why it's so important to have that student ambassador platform. If you go for it, you have to choose and train the ambassadors very well. Try to choose ambassadors that are very social. Take your time, 20 minutes, and interview each student who wants to be an ambassador. You want to be sure that they're a very good fit because they will be the ones who will promote in your institution. So you want to be sure that they have a great experience in your college or in university, but also that they're very social because they will be in contact with the prospective students all the time. And also you have to train them very well. They have to know in advance what they can answer and what they cannot. They can answer about the student experience, for sure, but they cannot answer about visa process applications or about application process at the college. Now, I'm going to show you a very nice chat that a student has with an ambassador. I'm sorry for the typing mistakes. This is a student from the Philippines who can know writing very well. He say in very summary, hello, Dennis, I'm from the Philippines. Do you mind to ask me some questions about admissions in the college? Also, how do you recommend the schools and how is living in Victoria? Now, this is my student answer. Hi, Alwin. For questions about admissions, please contact international admissions at camosun.bc.ca. Then you show that you train the students very well. They know that they cannot answer questions related with admissions. Then he replied, about the school, Camosun is very welcoming to people from different parts of the world. The instructors are really good. The lectures are conducted very well. I can say it provide a very high quality of education. Victoria, one of the most beautiful cities in Canada. It has the best weather because it doesn't get as cold or hot as other places. People are mostly friendly and there are tons of job opportunities. Again, I did a very well job to hire this student ambassador. And what happened after this conversation? The student from the Philippines, Alwin, applied to Camosun College. That's why it's very important to have a student ambassador platform. Strategy number 6, Instagram Live. Again, remember that our new generations of learners are very social and they love to share their testimonials, their experiences with their peers, with the community. So we have to take advantage of that. This is a picture, a screen capture, the live that I have with a student from Ecuador around 2 weeks ago. She's a graduate from the postdegree diploma in human resources management. And these are the results that we have so far. This live was played 2,800 times. It was loved for 82 people. We received 2 messages after the live. It doesn't count the message during the live. And so far it has been sharing 13 times. That means that people are sharing, hey, look at the experience of these students in Camosun College. And it has been saved 4 times. I know that this doesn't show here, but I get close to 10 new followers after this live with Marta. And so far, I have 3 students who are already started the application process. If you are going to do this live, you have to promote the live. Try to promote the live 24 hours before. Sometimes I like to ask the student I'm going to interview to do a very short video so I can promote it on live on Instagram. Tag your students. Why is it important to tag your students? Because if you tag them, you will be sure that they will share that information with the networks. Right? If they share that information with the networks, the people, the followers will trust more in your life, so they will be the ones who will most probably get engaged with you after. Choose peak times. Normally for me, I like to do my lives around 5 p.m. PST time. That will be around 8 p.m. at night in South America. Save the life. Why is so important to save the life? Because after you finish live. And in the future, you have a student who wants to apply for a postdegree diploma in HR, you just have to say the live to them so they can see the interview with Marta. And again, they will have a better connection with a current student. So they will be most probably to apply to an institution. Strategy number 7, do an interactive campus tour. Okay, I think that is very important as well, because remember that your institution, your college, your university will be the home of international students for a while, for at least 2 years. So they want to be sure how is going to be the life in the campus. If for any reason you don't have the budget to do a campus tour, very easy, just do a slideshow. Go one day, take pictures of the campuses and do a slideshow showing the most beautiful buildings of your institution. Finally, the strategy number 8, user-friendly website. Okay, this is very important. The screen capture here, you can see how is the Camosun College website. I love it because it's very clear since the beginning. If you go to Camosun College, in here, you can see what are for future students, current students, and international students. Your international students, when you click there, the first thing that will pop out, it will be a screen about chat with ambassadors, so the students can go and chat with current students. We have a very clear process about how to apply if they are future students or they're current students. And the most important, we really put there the most valuable information on prospective students. For example, how much is going to be cost, what is it cost to study at Camosun College? I have seen some websites of universities, colleges in Canada that they vary that information. Please don't do that. Normally, 70% of the students who go to your institution, 70%, they are mostly looking for the tuition fees at your institution. So you need to be clear right there to show them how much is going to cost to study in your institution. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed this first part of the presentation. In the second part, my colleague will explain about how to support students at when they are accepted and when they just start classes at your institution. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Antonio, for that wonderful presentation. And thank you, everyone, for joining me on my session on student supports for international students from admitted to arrival. My name is Indra Manhas, and I'm the Director of Global Engagement at Kwantlen Polytechnic University. Before I begin, I'd like to respectfully acknowledge that I live and work in a region that overlaps with the unceded traditional and ancestral First Nations territories of the Musqueam, Katzie, Semiahmoo, Tawasin, Kakite, and Coquitlam, and with the lands of the Kwantlen First Nation, which gifted its name to our university. As the Director of Global Engagement at KPU, my portfolio centers around international student services. I oversee the Student Life and Transitions and the International Student Advising Units. And today, I'll be talking to you about the services that we provide to students from the time they're admitted to the university to their arrival in Canada. At KPU, just as I'm sure you do at your institutions, we provide a ton of international student supports. Supports such as academic and immigration advising, orientations, learning centers, counseling, on-campus and off-campus events, medical health insurance. I've listed just a handful of the supports that we offer on this slide. Before we go any further, though, I'd like to take a moment to talk about awards and relief grants, because this topic has come up a few times during our first session. We all know that international students are not eligible for provincial or federal aid. So when our last student satisfaction survey showed that 43% of international students were experiencing food insecurity, we couldn't just sit back. We had to take action. And I'm proud to share that over the past 2 years, we've provided over $240,000 in food and accommodation relief grants. So when I originally did this session, we asked the question, what student service or services are you most proud of? The overwhelming response seemed to center around advising, student advising, immigration advising, orientations, peer mentors, that sort of thing. So I'd like to take some time and talk to you about what I feel we do really well at KPU. And that is our pre-arrival supports. During the pandemic, we identified a gap in our services, and this was the need to maintain contact with our students from the time they're admitted to when they get to Canada. Since then, we've created a transitions team, and we've greatly improved our connection with our students. We now connect with students on a regular basis. About 10 weeks before the semester starts, we start sending out weekly videos on topics such as packing for Vancouver, what to expect at the border, health insurance, transit, life in Canada, and a whole range of other topics. We also discuss, in our live webinars, we also discuss questions that are top of mind for students and for their families. Topics such as how to find housing, health insurance, important dates and deadlines. We touch on topics multiple times from the time that they're admitted to when they actually arrive here, because we want them to be as prepared as possible when they get here. 4 to 5 weeks before the semester starts, we start offering virtual orientations where we bring in speakers from the different service units at KPU. We also get students started on an online Moodle course that they have to complete in the first month of their first semester. Overall, we make sure that students are prepared when they get here. Very soon, we'll be adding a community feature to our list of supports. We recently purchased new software where students will have the opportunity to connect with each other even before their arrival in Canada. They'll be able to connect based on a range of topics such as what country they're from, what program of study they're going into, what their interests are, how they're going to find housing, where they're going to be living. So they'll be able to connect with each other even before they get to Canada. They'll have formed connections already. We'll also be launching our new International Student Handbook. This handbook will contain short, fun videos outlining the essentials of what new international students need to know about KPU and the services that are available to them. In addition to all that, we host online and in-person pre-arrival sessions where we cover topics such as life in Canada, KPU, academic integrity, and registration. We've hosted these same sessions in person, like I said, in India and in the Philippines, and we hope to expand this effort to other countries in the future. This is a collaborative effort with multiple departments within KPU International. This picture that you see up on the screen on this slide here, it was taken in November of 2022 when we went to India. We went to Kochi, was one of the stops. We went to Kochi, and of course we were going to share information to help prepare students for coming to Canada. So yes, that was a big part of it, but a bigger part of it, the one that I found most valuable, was that we got to hear from the students and we got to hear from their families. We got to hear what they were scared about. We got to hear what they were happy about, what they were excited about, what they were interested in, what their passions were. It was an amazing experience. And like I said, it was more valuable to me than our sharing the information because we got to hear directly from them. So back to what we do really well at KPU. Next on my list is student advising. Currently, nearly all of our advisors either hold RISIA certification or are in the process of completing the course and will be certified shortly. So they're able to provide immigration advising in addition to academic advising. Each new student each semester is assigned to an advisor about 6 weeks prior to the start of the semester. And our advising team sends out course recommendation lists to students based on their program of study. So our advisors go through what our course offerings are that semester, which ones have enough seats, which ones are suitable for first semester students, and then they customize a recommendation list for all students in programs. We also host registration webinars where we show students how to use the registration system and access academic and immigration advising throughout their whole entire academic journey. Now, this brings me to my favorite topic, which is our International Peer Mentorship Program. The Peer Mentorship Program began in the summer of 2020 as a result of the pandemic, and it's only grown, expanded, and improved since its inception. Each semester, we have about 40 mentors, 40 peer mentors. They are current students at KPU who understand the challenges of starting an academic study in a new country. About 2 weeks before the start of classes, all new students are assigned a peer mentor who will guide and support them through their entire first semester. When we first started the program, we asked students to sign up to see if they would like a peer mentor, and we found we didn't get much engagement through that. So after about the second semester, we decided, you know what, we're just going to start assigning peer mentors to these mentees, to these new students. And that's what we've been doing, and that's been a huge hit. Peer mentors send weekly emails to their mentees with helpful hints and tips and tricks and guidance and information about upcoming events. The mentors fall under our student life umbrella, and they work closely with our team and help promote our events as well as planning their own events and activities with their mentee groups. They offer virtual and in-person drop-in sessions, and each mentor has a dedicated Teams channel for their mentee group. Since we began the program in 2020, we've hired and trained around 490 mentors, and we've provided support to over 8,700 mentees. To conclude my portion of the presentation, I'd like to end with this testimonial from one of our most active mentors. She started off as a mentee and now is a beloved mentor. Thank you so much, everyone. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. My email address is indra.manhas@kpu.ca. That's indra.manhas@kpu.ca. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.